Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nefertiti Gold and I'm an electronic R&B artist. Today actually happens to be Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to you and all of your loved ones. I'm not sure of whether or not I'm going to post this video today, but I have some time to get it recorded and I have about a few minutes before the Beyonce halftime show on Netflix, so I'm gonna get this done as quickly as possible. This series is sponsored by DistroKid. If you are an independent artist, DistroKid remains the easiest and best way for you to get your music on all streaming platforms, considering the fact that it does distribute 1/3 of all music to all streaming platforms. They have an array of tools for us to use to help ourselves promote our music along the way, such as promo cards and hyperfollow. Promo cards are vertical assets that you can use along the way before and after your releases to promote your music. Hyperfollow links allow you to use them as pre-save links, and then once your music is live on all streaming platforms, it'll convert to include all the links of your music on whichever platform that they are available on, which means no matter where you post it up, you'll never have to worry about updating them after the fact. Now, these tools are free to use if you're a DistroKid member, and if you're not a DistroKid member, use my link in the description below to get 7% off your first year. So we are at the final piano update of 2024. And I'm going to be very honest. December has been busy. It has been my busiest season. It's probably been a little bit of my brokest season. Not my fault, okay? The economy is crazy. But I will admit I have not practiced as much as I would like to. However, I did actually get through the entire piece. It's just not as smooth as I'd like it. Now, someone in the comments of my last video suggested that they want to see the overhead shot of the piano so that they can follow along. So I do have that set up. Now, I would like to remind you guys that this is not a tutorial by any means, so you're free to follow along, but if anything, as I'm explaining the chords that I'm trying to play, it's mainly because I'm trying to learn it at the same time. So in essence, it's easier to kind of talk it out loud so that it like cements itself in my brain. So let me just get my headphones on. I'm gonna play for you what it is as is, mistakes and all, even though I really don't want to play any mistakes because it's the internet and I want it to be perfect, but this is real life when it comes to learning an instrument. So here we go. I'm gonna do my best. Whoops. Okay, so this is the new part that I've been kind of struggling with. Oh my gosh. F major. Okay. Okay. Now that was not perfect. In my mind, I just feel like, oh my God, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. But I would say compared to the last episode, it is a lot better. It's just that I really didn't pay attention to the holiday season. I didn't pay attention to like my schedule, the stuff that I had going on. I had a lot of shows going on. I had a photo shoot that came up. I had like meetings and events that I had to go to. So that cut into a lot of my practice time, just kind of going through the motions of the season, trying to get holiday shopping and get errands done, put up the Christmas tree, decorate and clean, and life was lifing. Now, even though I didn't get as much practice as I would like, I'm still really proud of the progress that I was made with such minimal practice, which to me, I feel like once I put in some more time, I'll definitely be able to smooth out some of those spots that are just like really iffy. And there were certain parts where I kind of have the chords memorized, but it's still not smooth. And then towards the transition, towards that B section, what was it? It was... I mean, obviously it's easy to play with one hand, but towards that B section, I just recently kind of started picking that up. So some of the chords, I don't have it fully memorized. I do have the sheet music here in front of me. It's kind of like off to the side, which is kind of weird because I'm used to having it like dead center, but the overhead camera is right there. So it's kind of weird to like look here and then, you know, look jarringly so opposite of where I'm at, where I'm used to like, you know, looking directly up and down because that's where my sheet music would be. So even just the positioning of like the sheet music will like throw me off a little bit too. Based off of what you heard, I think we can say that like the beginning part and the end part are fairly mostly solid because it's fairly mostly the same. I will say the parts of the first section that I'm kind of iffy on is this like transition of chords when it comes back to like the main theme. Let me see. It is the... And then it's towards this part. So those chords right there, we're going from an E minor 7, an inverted A7 to a D minor 7 root position, and then a G7 inverted to kind of end back at C major 7th, which is like that, like the tonic, the root chord of, you know, the song. It took me a little while to kind of figure out like how I wanted to transition between those chords, because obviously you don't want to do everything in root position. So from that A minor 7 to the A7, I could probably jump down here, but it's such a big jump, right? It's like, where is it here? Such a big jump. And plus after a certain while, like these notes down here get a little muddy. So going from E minor 7 to this A7 here, we have it inverted, right? A, C, E, and then the 7th is in the middle there. I forget which, I forget which inversion this is, forgive me. And then because of this inversion, it makes it easy to go to the D minor 7th in the root position, because then all I have to do is just move this pinky to D, F, we're already on A, and we're already on C, so. And then for the G7, it's essentially the same chord shape as the A7, where we just have to like move these two notes here. And then we can finish off very easily at that C major 7th, because again, we're just doing minimal changes, right? Isn't that nice? So I'm learning through this song the importance of knowing your inversions, because it makes life kind of easier because you're not jumping all over the place. Plus it sounds better. And for me, it's definitely challenging me to really understand what notes are in a chord and what would be the best inversion to play them. And then also seeing the pattern of these inversions being used in a different chord. For that A minor 7th, it's that shape, right? Just the general shape and the distance between the notes is the same as the G7 that comes later. If you guys can like see that, right? Oh, so it's kind of here, and you're using the same like fingering. So from here and then that G7 is literally just right over. And then when we want to transition back to that tonic, we're already set to go. So that took me a little bit of time to like put together and really use my big brain, right? And then of course that B section in the middle is very choppy, I know, and it's fairly easy, right? At first, I had to figure it out, and I figured it out through inversion. So root position, have that G minor 7. Right? So it's basically G minor 7th. And so after that G minor 7, I am playing a C7 in an inversion that allows me to just go from here to here. Right? So these are all the notes in C7, but I only have to move just these 2 notes here. And part of what kind of catches me is that my hands get comfortable in that little jump, that towards the end of it, it doesn't go back to the G minor 7, it goes to an F major 7. That was the part that I kind of messed up on. Let me see. That's what I was supposed to end up on, but because we're going back and forth between that G minor and that G minor 7th and that C7, I got too comfortable that I wasn't thinking, and then that's when I had to like look up. And then from there, this part is so iffy for me. All right, and then the part that I like about that is that some of these chords that I already played in that main section, they're coming back. B flat 7 that we played earlier. We also have this E flat major 7th that we played earlier. And then also that inverted A minor 7. We have that, again, that same shape, and it goes back to that D7, and it goes back to that G7. And then it comes to an end. But yeah, so yeah, that's really mostly where I'm at with this piece. And even though ideally I would have wanted this to be done by Christmas Day, I mean, let's be really honest, Christmas music is going to keep playing well into December 31st. So I'm going to be working on this for the rest of the week up until New Year's. So what I'm really looking forward to for like the new year is to continue my piano journey. I really want to get to a point where next year, when we revisit this piece, I'm further along in my journey, and maybe I can play something a little bit more pizzazz, something that's not so super straight tone, something that's a little bit more relaxed and fluid, and I'm not just da 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 da, right? Something that's not so rigid, because that's part of the reason why it's not like free flowing and funky and free, is because I'm still learning it. So again, I'm gonna keep working on this up until the end of the year, maybe even a little bit afterwards. And I'm gonna save this piece and have it be kind of one of those milestone pieces where every year I play it to see where I'm at and pretty much compare myself. But I will say for the next piano update, I'm definitely gonna be going back to my classical repertoire and continue working on the pieces that I started with this piano journey, because I really do want to eventually put on like a solo piano recital of some kind. So we're definitely gonna get back to that. So if you've gotten up to this point in the video, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Stick around and watch a few more videos. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one, and happy holidays. Oh, I am just in time for Beyonce. Let's go.